Rubicini, thanks for joining us on the Spro Talk podcast, brother. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure for sure.
Thanks, bro.
So I got to ask you, since you were on the Spro Talk podcast, do you find that espresso motivates you inside of the studio, or is it just purely for the love of the game?
Yeah, it definitely does. I love espresso. Like being an Italian myself, that's all we drink. I don't really drink coffee. Like I can go to Tim Hortons, whatever, sometimes. But yeah, definitely espresso.
Would you say it's more caffeine than water?
Some days. Some days is a little bit. I get wired from it, and then other days it's like nothing at all. You know?
Yeah.
Some days you just need a little extra.
Yeah, it's it.
Like you were telling us yesterday, you were up until 11:30 doing
yeah,
work,
with Armando.
right?
Yeah, I definitely wanted one last night, but I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep, and I need to, right?
Yeah,
It would have been nice to have a cafetera with you.
Yeah.
you can call Ricky Slapsticks for that big one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to get into your album a bit. It's called Blueprint for the Broken.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of, when I listen to stuff, sometimes the words slip through my mind. So I kind of started reading a lot of the lyrics. And what I got from it was that it's about someone that's broken and they're trying to go to people for help and they can't necessarily get the help that they want. Mm-hmm. So then they finally find God and God is able to take them to where they need to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is that kind of what your thought process, like take us through your thought process?
Yeah. So that's exactly it, actually. You got it perfectly. Like basically there's a point in my life too. So I'd been touring some of the songs actually, few of them for the last 2 years. And I kind of found that when I was more vulnerable with my crowds, they actually enjoyed it more. I saw a lot of people like crying to lyrics and things like that. I was like, this is amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And at that time, I think I was the most broken, right? I, just found out about my heart surgery, like I was just talking to you guys prior to. Yeah. And at that time, like I was having like bad relationships with like family and certain friends. And it just became, I was grounding myself in faith because I just kind of had this feeling that I wasn't in the right place at the right time. And then things were just kind of falling apart behind the scenes. Like it looked good from the front. We're throwing shows, everything's great. And there were times where I would just kind of like, leave the crew or whoever I'm at, just be like alone, kind of like upset or, so it's very dark times. Like that's what Walking Off the Ledge is about. Very bad day, got really drunk. Was like contemplating on maybe like jumping off that ledge because I wasn't in my right mind, right? And I didn't have a God. There was no faith. It was just like ego. It was just like, I don't know. It was just one of the most broken times in my life. Everything that I was doing wasn't for fulfillment of God or just even for myself, right? It was for everybody else. It was like pleasing the world. So when I got to this point, I just decided like, you know what, like the best times of my life are when I had been grounded in my faith. And I think it was about a year before I had the heart surgery, I started getting into reading the Bible again and just getting into things. And for me, it started to change my life. And then that's what kind of pulled me away from everything. And fast forward till now, I feel like that was the blueprint for the broken people. There's a lot of people who don't even know they're broken. They're doing things that make you think you're happy. Like you get to do whatever you want. And I've said this too on my page too a couple of times. Mm-hmm. People think they get to do what they want. They're actually free, but they're actually more enslaved than anything else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right? Because they're enslaved to like their addictions, to maybe it's drugs, maybe it's, pleasing others through, I don't know, here's my Lamborghini, I'm cool, I'm this, I'm that, like go to the clubs, you see it everywhere, right? Yeah. Everyone's just doing things for other people. It's never for themselves. And if they're doing things for other people, it's because they want their attention, not because they're trying to actually do something to actually benefit others.
Well, it's one of like the 7 deadly sins, right?
Yeah, pride.
Right, and lust, whatever.
Pride being the worst one. It's the first one, right?
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. Do you think like your relationship with God is what kind of fuels you to keep like focusing on your music? Because I feel like that's like a kind of like a therapeutic way to get overcome whatever you've been through, right?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think it's a good way of looking at it now, but I've been doing music since I was like 14. Like I started off as a DJ, producing my own stuff and playing at clubs. I was like playing in 19 plus at 14. So I was around drinking and alcohol really young. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And parents didn't know. I was just DJing on the weekends, making money. So it's like, oh, it's good. Go keep doing it, right? Yeah. And we were playing a lot more all ages events. So I played probably every club, even government, from this place to that place, all the way out in Oshawa at Boss Nightclub. Like there's so many places that I played as growing up till I was like 19. And then it just felt hollow. Mm-hmm. And I knew like it wasn't really that kind of place. And then, you know, I got into something that was more one-on-one with the crowd. So that's when I got into singing and producing, right? But I started as an engineer first and then made like probably like 100 songs. They were all horrible.
Yeah.
None of them were that great. And then 14 were kind of like good. I have my friend Elias Rose, and he had been like, yo, you should put out these 14 songs, Bet on Me being one of them. And then I ended up making an album out of it. It's called Mirage, the whole album. And yeah, it was, I think, that moment when I started playing backyard parties and small shows that I was like, this is for me. And it didn't start from God, but then when I did find my faith, I go, what better way to spread the word and praise than with other people? Because, you know, in the Bible says, they who gather as many, you know, I don't know the exact saying, right? But they who gather as many is a lot better than one, right? So for me, it's like for the song Hallelujah, right? If we want to praise God, a lot of songs, they kind of feel like gospel-y, and it's not that they're wrong or whatever. It's more that it just didn't do it for me. Like I wanted that energy. I wanted to be like, yo, God is our savior. You know, I don't want to be, you know, God's our savior.
Yeah, yeah. You want to like make it like relate to people, right? Like, like the type of music that they're hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was like, you know, we get to rage out, and not like rage as in like an evil way. It's more of like we're celebrating God at our most excited way possible. So I kind of flipped that narrative. A lot of the songs that people do go on, punk rock songs or these heavy hitting songs, they kind of just talk about like evil shit, like drugs, alcohol, killing, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kind of flip that script. And for me, yeah, it's therapeutic as well to share my testimony. It's more like Jesus is the actual therapist here, right?
Yeah.
But the music itself is definitely more about helping others who are probably experiencing the same thing.
Okay. So connecting to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like often, like, I don't know, you mentioned that obviously, like, a lot of people will bring up drugs and, like, alcohol and that kind of stuff in their music, like crime, you know? Like, it's not often popular where people are bringing God into their music. I feel like Justin Bieber does a good job of that, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, what does your relationship to God mean to you?
It's everything to me. I think to me, it's a lot of people want to earn their salvation.
Yeah.
And for me, my relationship with God is knowing that He died for our sins. It's a gift.
Sure.
It's not something that you're earned, but it's what you do with that gift, right? If someone gifts you something, you can either throw it out. You could say, I don't want it. You could say, this is the most important thing. This is the most special thing. And I think for me, my relationship with God is actually building a genuine relationship with God, not just hey, God, I'm going through this. I want that. You know, I would love to have this. Can you help me go through this? I don't know the answer to this question. It's not a genie in the bottle, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to treat it like a genie in the bottle thing, but I sometimes when I go for a walk in the morning, I'll be like, God, can you just join me on this walk? Like, let's just go enjoy this beautiful day and just enjoy the day. And just, I would go through the day, like just thinking about how great life is. Cause I know where rock bottom was for me.
Yeah.
And I definitely know that even though it's kind of the same, cause I'm still with my family, still doing the same things. I just realized how amazing those normal things are, and a lot of people want to overlook it and always look for the things they don't have, you know.
Yeah.
So I think my relationship with God is just having an honest, genuine relationship with Him. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Going back to like kind of why you turned to God, like can you tell us about some of those tragic experiences that led you to the creation of some of these songs or the whole album, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. Well, like I kind of touched upon walking to the ledge. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know where to start with this one.
Whatever you want to share. Don't feel like you have to share everything, but whatever you want.
No, well, I think it's just because it's been like I had told you, right? Like Let You Go, Can't Save You, and I believe is Believe Me I Did. Those three songs I had been touring for like 2 years, and they were kind of my first attempts at being vulnerable, like, you know, letting go of bad relationships. And my lyrics are, was I wrong to let you go? Because the person I let go was a very close person to me, and like this person in my family should be this person that I have with me all the time, right?
For sure.
Because they're your family. But at the same time, the relationship was growing to be toxic. So it was almost better to be apart than it was serving this toxic relationship. And I think being separated now, I'm in a better place and I could actually help this person if they wanted it, right? And you know, I think that's just one of them, like just as an example, Can't Save You is literally like, I don't know, I see this a lot being talked about right now on other podcasts about Christianity and whatnot. and the fact that everybody wants to be someone else's savior and not let God do the saving.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most important things that I learned, because I was always trying to do that. You know, like when I first started my faith, I'm like, can't be doing this, can't be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was trying to be that savior for people, and I realized, no, I can't save anybody. You just got to let God do his thing, spread the word, and that's it.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of like
let
the horse to the water thing, right? You can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And then honestly, it's a compilation of songs. So I think the album was never intended to be this project about God, but as I started to make a lot more music, that's where I focused my entirety of the album, and they actually just kind of work together as a compilation rather than them being separate releases. Because at the time, everyone's like, release individually, release them as singles, and I'm like, no, they all make sense to tell this story as a piece. So I ended up making them a piece, but there wasn't a point where I was like, I'm gonna go make this Christian album. You know what I mean? This is actually just my genuine journey.
So that's not something that you like brought together to put on an album together. Like you just made those songs separately and then just brought them together after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of the songs were redone actually. Like those 3 that I was talking about. They were with 2 other producers. One was like a YouTube beat where I just had made a top line, removed the beat, and then I had the vocal. It went through my buddy Dustin Belt, who did a lot of guitars. He's awesome. And then when I got to with my producer now, produced by Dami, he honestly just brought me the exact vibe that I wanted. So I was like, you know what, this is perfect. Flipped a few other beats for me, and then the album just kind of pieced itself together quickly.
That's cool. I often wonder like if most albums are like people intending to do like tell a story through the album, or if they're just bringing a bunch of similar sounding things together. And it's kind of cool that you were able to bring all these different things together and make it sound like a story.
It honestly did sound like a story.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it genuinely is my story over the long period of time. So it's not just something I put together. If I'm not, I don't know if I confused anyone, but like, it's not something I just put together.
Yeah.
But it wasn't intended to be, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it was a song throughout like a period of time.
Yeah,
And ultimately it became a project.
Right.
Yeah, no, I
cool.
thought that was pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like have a favorite song or?
I like Walking Off the Ledge.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
That's a good song.
I liked Control Alt Delete when I listened to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
The
right
vibe.
now it's still super fresh in my head, so I kind of forget how it went. But when I was listening to it, I looked at it and I loved that song.
Yeah.
It was like I said to you before, it kind of reminded me of Juice WRLD, right? Like I loved especially when he passed. I was listening to him a lot, and like I loved his music, and I used to always go back to it every couple times a year. So it reminded me a lot of Juice WRLD.
Yeah, Juice WRLD was awesome, man. That guy could spit. Like I remember him on podcasts or those radio interviews just going like, and they had to like cut him off because he could just go forever.
For like an hour he would go, right? I think he was even doing like that Eminem one at one point, right? I think he did one of the Eminem beats, or it was a compilation of a bunch of Eminem beats or something.
Yeah, I think so.
It was crazy. That guy was a genius.
Yeah, he's sick.
It's very unfortunate.
I used to listen to a lot of them, but like I tell you the truth, like when it comes to titles, don't know any of them. Like if you were to ask me, but I used to just remember all my friends were listening to Juice. He was everywhere, and obviously the popular songs, but you know,
Legend,
Lucid Dreams.
Yeah, Lucid Dreams.
I like Hear Me Calling. Actually, I'm not a big fan of Lucid Dreams.
No, I love that.
No, I used to love it because it reminded me of Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, like I liked it, but then it kind of like I felt like it was overplayed during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That song in the car goes crazy.
Yeah.
That's where I mainly listen to music, like in the car on my way to work, whatever, you know, like it's.
Same.
I feel like, and I usually, I find it hard to remember, so that's probably why I don't know this titles, because I just put it on the radio and like let it play, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's.
You're not really looking down at your phone. You're just playing like a playlist and whatnot, right?
Yeah, like back in like the day, when we were younger, we used to back in the day, like we're so old.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, yo, wait.
We used to like get the actual discs, right, and like look at the titles, like look at the pamphlets inside, so we would know. But now.
Like, remember when cars used to have like the multiple CD?
Yeah.
And I feel like Juice WRLD, like he has like a lot of songs on every album too.
Oh yeah.
I think it was like what, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was gonna get me
So
back into
it's
Juice
actually hard to like memorize all the names.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I was like, if you ask me the names, I won't know, but I definitely was listening.
Yeah, you know the songs for sure.
Yeah, it's so funny.
All right, so we understood the inspiration for the album.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you decide to become what made you want to become an artist?
There's 2 ways to answer that, like me as a DJ or me as like a singing artist.
Like what made you get into music entirely?
Let's go the whole
entirely.
process.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my father is is a musician by nature as well. He's a guitarist growing up.
Okay.
Him and my mom actually used to play guitar when we were kids to us. So like music has always been a part of my life. But I got into the drums young and DJing at the same time. So I've been in like metal band at the same time. I'm also a DJ on the weekends. So it was like
Cool.
very diverse for music for me. I was listening to Bob Marley to Slipknot to this to that, like you name it. Growing up, like I think my inspiration was definitely rock music, like the Led Zeppelin, Motley Crue, Rush, and just seeing the crowds that they played for, and just like the energy that their music had. You know, I feel like that's for me. I love hip hop. I feel like it started with that kind of energy and kind of plateaued a bit, but with rock, it's just a different energy. Like when you see these guys wailing out and doing those crazy solos, like the energy is just so different. So I think for me, I love the energy that they brought out in their shows. And I think I just always aspired to want to be that, because I picked drumming because it's a high energy spot in the band. It wasn't guitaring, because I know you could be high energy with the guitar, but like drumming, you're going nuts.
You are,
Yeah.
It's
so
definitely cracking a sweat for sure.
Yeah. So I think for me I was always in music, but definitely rock itself, it just got me into music. And I always wanted to be somewhat in a band, but like I feel like I never expected to be the singer of it. My dad used to tell me go into singing lessons, but I was just like, no, I don't want to. And then now here I am, right?
Yeah.
Never did singing lessons either. I probably should, but somehow here, you know?
It's really good,
Yeah, it's okay. It's natural. And you're where you are, so it's pretty good.
Thank you.
Actually, you know what's pretty cool about rock, now that I kind of just thought about it on the spot, but like I feel like when you're singing a song, you know, it's just like, I don't, it could be multiple people involved, but like it could also just be you. With a band, like it's a team game. Like you need everyone there to form that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like what, 4 or 5 guys involved to make like one great song.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of crazy.
I think even today too, you could have some like an artist for example, me go into rock music and have it produced for you as well.
Okay.
And then build your like a session band around you to tour and do things like that. But I definitely think like the OG way of bands, like, yeah, for sure, they all had to get along. It was like a family unit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that too, because in high school, like getting everyone on the same page was very hard. Like me and my friend Adrian were like always writing the songs, and we had one guitarist, I don't want to like name all names, but one guitarist didn't want to, he wasn't really in it all the way. So then like that creates a weird dynamic. So just that thing alone, but we got along as a group. But he's just, when it came to the guitar, sometimes like one person can just throw the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Like even one show, I think, because he didn't really bother to learn his like equipment, like it didn't work one whole show. We're at the Hard Rock Cafe and he's just playing, there's nothing coming out of his speaker.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. If everyone's not like bought in, you can't work around that. Like you got to have everyone bought in if you're doing something like that.
Exactly.
Like even this, right? We both have to like get prepared. We both have to be able to ask the questions that we want to, you know, it's like everyone has to be like on the same page.
Involved,
yeah, exactly.
You know what's actually pretty crazy? Like I found like in our parents' generation, like rock was like a very popular genre of music.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays, like, I don't know, if you talk to most of your friends, like, I listen to like EDM or like rap. Like, did you find it difficult to like find a group of guys to put a band together?
In high school, no.
Really?
Because we had a really cool music. I went to Dante, just by like Dufferin Lawrence.
Yeah.
And our music program already had like a band thing set up. So she kind of just, like the teacher there, Miss Piloff, she kind of just continued this band thing on, and it became a program thing to build a band, work together as a band, write music as a band, and then learn how to track it.
Oh, wow.
So that was our program, right? And then I think finding a band today would be a little harder, because I feel like I don't want to say there's like a lot less musicians, like actual musicians in Toronto, because I can't say I know everything about Toronto, but
For sure.
I think it's more that it's just because everyone wants to do what's popular here. Because like by the time the biggest things get here, it's already been this small thing that's happened in LA or Miami or Texas, or by the time we get it here, it's already been big somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know the Drake, The Weeknd, and Bieber story to a T, but I know that it didn't start necessarily fully here. A lot of the times they were overseas, right? So by the time it gets back here, it's when everything's been popped off already, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's fair.
I feel like for me anyways, like we went through school, we did this, we did that. I've never found my passion, so I feel like maybe a lot of people just also they have a passion for music, but they just don't know it yet, or like they haven't been, like there's no way for them to find it, right? I don't know. It's good that you had that at Dante, because who knows if you would have done what you did if you didn't have the program that you had there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's pretty cool. What kind of venues do you like to play? Do you like the smaller, more personal venues, or do you want to do big stage?
I want to do big stages.
Yeah.
I love the personal size venues. And when I say that, I don't mean like the Garrison. Those venues are still 250, 300 people shows.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still big. Like when people think 300 person show, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like when the room is filled, it's a sea. It's a mini little sea, or a pond, whatever you want to call it, right? When you play for a big show, like when I played Frosh Fest way back for like 5,000 people, it's massive. Like to try to connect with everyone, there's so much happening, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, like I love the big shows, like they're amazing, but like intimate shows, some of them are life changing, right? Like when I did the family part 2, I had like some people singing every lyric face to face and then coming to me, talking to me so long about this song and how it changed their life. And I had zero idea that I had that effect. Like when I watch my plays, I'm like, I don't have that many plays, right? And to know that like I've built these core fans who just, when they hear the song, they're like in love with it or change their life. That's amazing to me, you know?
Yeah, it's more rewarding, like to get those individual emotions. Like you could see it right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, so the small shows, definitely, I love them more. There's nothing wrong with the big shows. I think they're fun to just while out, have fun. But yeah, the small shows sometimes are life changing.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned like you didn't see like a lot of plays on some of your songs, but like I think we mentioned this
with Armando, actually.
Armando,
Yeah.
That like, you know, sometimes like a small, like what you think is small, like imagine you got 100 views on that song, like 100 people in one room. Like imagine 100 people in a room like this,
Right?
Like we'd be, you know, like
we wouldn't be able to fit everybody.
yeah, exactly. We'd be touching toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100 views looks a lot smaller than 100 people in a room, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really like this whole metric system of the new music industry, because it's not like the best way to gauge if people really like. You can have like 300 million plays of people who absolutely don't like your stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
that makes
so
sense.
I don't think I think building fans and having a story, and not just a story, like your story, and just being genuine and authentic with your people. I think that matters so much today.
Yeah. I think authenticity is like the number one thing, especially even online.
Yeah.
Like you have to be authentic, or else people will see right through it, right?
Oh no, it's just like everything's not authentic anymore. We have AI on everything. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
So it's like
too.
I feel like that's why also rock bands are gonna, like, they already are making a comeback. I don't know how well into like rock you guys might be, but I know like I have my buddies like Benny Main, Jutes, Dutch Melrose, Harry was here, and they're all in LA, and they are absolutely like, Jutes is going crazy. Like his shows are nuts, and his band is amazing, right? And those guys are putting up numbers, and their tours they're playing Warped Tour and all these big festivals. So
That's crazy.
I definitely know that there's a big comeback. I just think like they're two totally different spectrums of music. You know what I mean? Like you have rock on its own has massive festivals and concerts, right? And so does hip hop, and so does EDM, right? But I just don't think rock musicians are like, I want to be the face of everything. I think they're just literally always playing shows.
Yeah.
So they don't really need the media. Not to say they don't need it, but they don't focus in on that way. Whereas like hip hop is like, you could talk about this guy's car, you could talk about this guy's chain, and this house he bought, and this girl he's dating, and so that's what I think the media kind of honed in on. Because even with DJs, like you don't really hear Martin Garrix every weekend some story about what he did. Like rappers are always in some sort of media thing. You know what I mean?
I think, I don't know, there's a lot of, we've talked about this a lot too, but there's a lot of like promotion of negative things in the media, and like like everywhere. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why, but they're not promoting the right things.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an agenda. I don't know.
Well, no, it's just people are, oh my God, that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not
I
think it's just human nature, and they're utilizing it to make their money, just like a lot of other people are. But you know, that's why like I like what you guys are doing, and you guys are promoting a lot of good things. Like I love Spro Talk. It's honestly amazing.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank
you.
I think what you guys doing is very good. Like, you know, you're letting people be like themselves on their show, and very natural. I know like you guys are even saying like, let's save everything for the podcast because I want to make it a natural conversation.
Yeah.
So I know that even when you had Armando on, like I know that's you guys having your conversation raw because I know just talking to Armando, I'm like these are the conversations we have when we're in the room.
Yeah. That was he was a very good guest. He was cool to have.
It's hard not to talk to each other like before the camera comes on, but like we try to keep it small before the camera actually starts rolling, right? So we can have that genuine conversation, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we just gotta start acting like assholes before the camera comes on, and then just
and then just
that's gonna be our gimmick.
So it's like it's pure authenticity, right? Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking when we were talking about rock coming back and shows and like popping out in LA, like I feel like after COVID, a lot of people wanted more connection because everyone was separated for so long, right? And then now with AI coming, everyone, I feel like everyone is like going for that connection, and that's why these things are coming back. I don't know, like that's what it seems like to me.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think like you want to go see a real band. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go see a solo artist. Like when I went to go see Bruno Mars recently, like he had a full band, and I know it's just Bruno Mars, but he had a full band. So did The Weeknd. And it's such a different dynamic. It's a show, when you go to see, and like you can tell that they're not using auto-tune, well, to maybe the full extent, I don't know. But like end of the show, Bruno Mars you could hear like the horse in his voice. So you know what I mean? Like he sang.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's amazing to go see real artists now. And I think with AI, it's like they were testing out like hologram artists playing, like the music was fake, not fake, but it was AI generated, and then the band was a hologram, and then you're actually going to go see this band. And I'm like, that I would never pay $1 to go see that because
that's crazy.
I don't care about the story of something that was fake, right? And I think that's never going to change with music. And if it does, then music lost its soul.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like having a band anywhere like improves the show, no matter what it is. Like I don't know if you watch Kill Tony at all, but it's like it's something that I watch pretty much weekly. The Kill Tony band is amazing. Like I don't know if you've seen them, but they're solid. Everything what they do on that show, they're amazing.
No, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen Kill Tony. No.
Yeah.
We've talked about the drummer often.
Yeah, the drummer. He'll like challenge random people if they say I'm a drummer or whatever. He'll like challenge them on stage. His solos are crazy.
Oh,
like,
that's sick.
Cool. Yeah. If you want to see, it's cool. I'm
gonna check that out.
You could probably even search the solos if you don't want to watch like the whole show, and I bet there's some videos for that too.
It adds something to the show. I feel like other than comedy, right?
For sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like venue sizes and stuff, and like performing at like intimate events, right? I came across one of your posts about, I think you were performing at like a venue at was it Weston and Lawrence?
Yeah, that was actually a coffee shop. It's called El Racine.
Yeah.
My friend Sophia, she's kind of like an ambassador for the area, trying to revive the community.
Okay.
So it was more of like a community project. And at the time I was looking for a show to do the family project. And I'm like, what better place than where I grew up, right?
Yeah.
Not that I just necessarily grew up between, like the Rustic Baker, the Italian community. I also grew up Weston and Lawrence. And, I used to go to the skate parks, Weston Lions skate park all the time, and just be in the neighborhood, just hitting up like little spots in the area, with my board.
Yeah.
And I noticed that like there's a change going on in the area, and there's kind of a different atmosphere because it got really, I don't know, kind of like ghetto, got like really rough, that area. And a lot of people go, when they think of Weston Lawrence, like it's a really bad area. But when I grew up, I was like there, like, I was a kid, like maybe like 12, 13 at the skate park by myself. Like I was fine,
Yeah. It's a normal day.
It ended up being like, you can see it now. It's changed. Like it's going from that ghetto community back to like where it started. And, LL Messine was where I chose to do the family part 2. And we packed it. Like it was like, I was expecting like, because I had seen online like 80, 90 tickets, and like the capacity of the cafe was like 150. We just maxed it. Like it was, and people from the community wanted to come in, but sometimes you get a bit of riffraff, and it's like, gotta keep them out because I want to keep my fans and the people who want to see my music safe, obviously, right?
For sure.
But yeah, growing up around Weston Lawrence, definitely is nice to do a community event. I would so do another one because the owner of El Messini is amazing. And he just like, do what you want. Set up your stage. Do whatever you want.
Wow.
So yeah, he was very easy to work with, and turning it into. I think he should turn it into a venue. But
you mentioned that it's a little ghetto, like, or at least that's how it's perceived. Have you ever had any bad interactions in the area?
Yeah. You run into people who are just melding off and trying to do stuff. Like you obviously have like places and the areas you don't want to be, but like unless you're caught up in stuff, you know what I mean, like hood street stuff, like I don't think you have a problem there. Like, you know, you're minding your business, no one's going to bother you there. It's more, I guess, like when I came home walking from the bus from a few times, people try to rob you for, like, I was like, I'm in high school. Like, you're going to rob my textbooks? Like, here, take them.
Yeah.
I don't want them. I have an excuse not to do my homework now, you know?
Exactly.
But, yeah, you know, you get your, like, it can happen anywhere, right? But it's just that area, the way it looks, and I guess the way the people kind of move, you know, and they're on the streets and they're kind of moving like kind of wassy, you know? So it's, yeah, I don't know, that it's getting better though. I believe I can see there's a change.
Yeah. Well, even we remember recently they were going to shut down like the hockey arena or something, and there was like a petition. Remember?
That's right.
We shared it or something.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to keep those things around because that's what keeps people out of trouble, right?
Yeah. You need those
Yeah,
you need programs and stuff, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, bad stuff can happen anywhere, like you were saying before. Like the other day, I think it was Sunday, we were outside doing some work and we were like putting something up in the front. All of a sudden, I hear pop, 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 pop.
Yep.
Shots right up the street in the plaza. Like if you're a random person and you were around, you could have got hit by that, right? So it's not like, I don't know. I feel like areas are misinterpreted if stuff like that. It happened 7 years ago, the same plaza. So people might think it's like a bad area, but it doesn't happen often. It's just,
it's not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's like we're Canadian. We're not everyone has their gun. Like no one has, like, there's, I think people have gun license or like hunting licenses here. Like it's not the same. So for people to have that, you're caught up in it. And I think that's, if you're caught up in it, then that's kind of, you know, if you're like walking by and a stray bullet hits you, obviously that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like that's
wrong
horrible.
Place, wrong time. Yeah.
Right. But like you can't really control that. It could happen anywhere at any time. But I think you avoid it for the most part in any area. You're going to be fine. You know, like when I went to LA, a lot of people were like, weren't you worried? Isn't it like ghetto? Isn't it this? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't. Like I did a show at Bananas, and that's like right in the heart of Crenshaw. Like A$AP Rocky, Kendrick Lamar, a bunch of artists, Doja Cat. They all started from around there. What the locals say, at least, like their first couple shows, they were out on that block doing Bananas. That's the name of the club.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And like, you know, everyone had it on, like, guns on them there, but it's like I didn't get that energy. Like I had to be afraid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like here we are, and all of LA could have one, right? Mm-hmm. So I really genuinely think it's your energy, where you carry yourself, and just what you're looking for in life. Like if you pay attention too much to that stuff, could come to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. And some people want to get caught up. So I feel like some people like getting caught up in it, but you know, can happen anywhere. The States, here, other countries, like, you know, it's but definitely Western Lawrence. I think Western Lawrence is having a change. I grew up there. It was an awesome area. Little pockets, like where I grew up was an Italian neighborhood too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love Western Lawrence. It's always gonna be my home.
That's amazing.
Like I think even like with Rexdale, we haven't really had many.
I've run into a couple
personal
of things,
issues though.
My brother told me a story about his buddy getting robbed for a beef patty it already had a bite. It already had a bite taken out of it, and the people still robbed him. Like how crazy is that?
I don't
Probably
know.
like initiation, like
I feel like that was maybe like a power thing more
that's
so than like I want your
yo, go rob that
patty.
beef patty and like, you know, you passed.
Fam, you know.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a reoccurring thing, but I feel like even like I feel like we've been like approached for like
we've run into
stuff.
a couple of things, but like, small, like nothing really serious, I guess. Actually, maybe a couple of times, but
like little things like that. Like, was it ever a thing to you, like when you're walking in that area, to like tuck money in your sock?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know why. Actually, I don't even remember why, but I remember doing that before.
Yeah,
I feel like you see something or someone that looks suspicious walking towards you, whoever it is, you're gonna feel scared, right? Like it's I mean, we don't live directly in the hood, but like it's around us, right? Like stuff's gonna happen, you know.
You ever like tuck your pants into your sock in like high school or whatever?
Yeah.
I feel like everything just went into the sock after that.
Maybe I started doing that because I was putting 20s in my sock my entire life.
Yeah,
you know,
to
hide it, so you don't, or it doesn't fall in your pocket.
I feel like I've been approached by someone before and said, "Do you have money in your sock?" And I actually.
No way.
It's so strange. Yeah,
that's so funny.
And then I think after that, I was literally putting a 20 inside my shoe.
That's
like I'd put it inside my shoe, like at the bottom of my shoe.
That's hilarious. Here in one.
Yo, I actually do remember doing that. Like that's crazy that you bring that up. I think I did do that as a kid.
Yeah, like it's a thing.
No idea why though. Like I don't know what was going on in my head to do that at the time.
Either like an experience or like someone told you like, "Hey, hide your money." You know, you never know when you're walking around, right?
Yeah.
So funny.
But obviously we're speaking about the hood a bit. Like, what are some like gems in that area to eat at?
Oh man, there's definitely like if you like jerk food, Mencha's is a really good one.
Okay.
We're talking like Weston Lawrence area.
Yeah.
If you're Italian, Rustic Bakery is always a nice hot
Of
spot.
course.
Yep.
Right after school, I would always just walk over there.
Yeah.
Favorite spot in our area. Honestly, I used to eat a lot out of my area, so
Okay.
definitely like those spots.
They have one of the
Favorites-
best birria places, right?
Yeah, the taco spots.
Komali Canela or whatever it's called.
Oh, fuck.
Komali
Yeah,
Canela.
those are some of the
yeah.
best tacos I've ever had.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think LA still takes the best tacos.
Oh, yeah,
I
of
went to
course.
Mexico too, and I'm like, I don't know what it is about the Mexicans who are cooking down here in LA. These
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was breakfast, lunch, and dinner there.
LA was better than Mexico, you think, for tacos?
I guess I went to Los Cabos, but like I don't. It was just something about the tacos we were getting in that area that we were at. They were just so good, man. I think I could
Yeah.
eat them unlimited amounts.
It's all the stuff that Americans have in their food.
Yeah.
That's probably what
It
the
probably
difference
is
was.
really right.
yeah.
The ingredients.
Yeah,
right?
that's probably what the
the
difference was.
modified ingredients,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you're gonna get them. Right?
Yeah.
So eating like Raisin Canes all the time, like the chicken.
The chicken
Yeah.
place. Yeah, I've seen that place.
Yeah, no, or like In-N-Out wasn't. I don't know, nothing special. I don't think so. At least everyone loves it, but I don't.
No,
I think it's just a thing to take a picture of, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Just because you don't have access to it over here. Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm here in LA. Would you say like the area you're from has influenced your music a lot, or do you think you'd be at the same spot that you are right now if you weren't from that area? Like, do you think it was inevitable?
I think I think it was inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my father was so passionate about music, right? I think yeah, definitely inevitable. I don't think the area. I never let anything box me in. Like my area, my circumstance. I never wanted me even growing up as a kid. Like my grandfather, my father, my grandfather on my dad's side. He was actually a boxer, middleweight champion boxer of his time.
Oh,
And everything was hard work and you know, like when you're learning Muay Thai or boxing, or you have to put in the reps, right? So I think for me, I never wanted to let anything cage me in. And I think that's probably why I wanted to make authentic music. I don't want to be caged into this bubble of trying to impress everybody, right? So yeah, I definitely think it's inevitable. I would have definitely been at the same spot. I think it did have some sort of effect because like where I grew up was more family oriented, community oriented. So I think that's probably why I like, you know, my smaller community events.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think, yeah, it'd be inevitable.
And then it's like, so producing came first, I guess, if you were a DJ first, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what got you interested.
Yeah, well, drumming first, but DJing kind of hand in hand. My cousin, he was really into like DJing. We got like the whole DJ Hero, and then we actually got my friend Daniel growing up in elementary school. He actually had vinyl turntables, so we used to
wow.
spin at his house on weekends.
Yeah.
Then we used to throw house parties and then be our own DJs.
That's cool.
And those were packed like the whole grade. We were I think what in grade 8 or grade 7 or 8, and we had the whole entire school like at our place.
That's cool.
And this girl's basement, and it was like wall to wall range. I remember we had like from here to the ceiling of like just jackets, and we just wedged them in. And when you were done, like you had to leave, you had to like wedge it out of the wall.
Wow.
I'll never forget. And the walls were blue because like at that time, like you know, like the all ages thing, everyone's like grinding on the walls, whatever. There was a blue line right across. We actually had to repaint her basement as like a sorry.
Oh my
That's
god,
hilarious.
that's hilarious.
It was bad.
It sounds like our coat check days, the jackets.
The jackets, yeah.
Except
yeah.
this was a couch that was just like
Yeah.
press them in there.
That's
Oh
funny.
my gosh, all the jean buttons and stuff.
How do you like navigate from doing house parties and like producing there to actually getting into the club scene and like, you know, kind of forming your career path that way?
So back then we used to want to go to we always heard about clubs. There was like UT events, Sky events, another one, Crown events. Those are like the big three. And yeah, we just had heard about it through like other high schools kids, and they went to all age parties. And then we heard you could start selling tickets. So when I started selling tickets, I'd already been DJing, but it was nothing serious. Like I'd produce on FL for fun. Like I'd see the big DJs. We'd play Tomorrowland on the TV and just play with like loud music, have a party to that. And then I think it became a passion when I had the ability. Like I played some music for one of the promoters, and he's like, "Why don't we get you on a show?" And I was like, "A club show? Like this is a big deal, you know?" So I was like, "Hey, yeah, I'll play the club." Packed club, first time playing. And it was a smaller room. Like there was a city nightclub that Z102.5 used to run with Gravity. And I I had the privilege of playing the main room like maybe a few shows after, but like it was like the experience of producing my own music and then getting into the clubs. I think that's what kind of did it for me.
Yeah. How would you say, like, if someone's trying to get into that, how could they start? Like, like you had the opportunity to play in front of someone. How could someone else like, find their way into that industry?
I think definitely going to shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if you're at a show, a lot of people want to go to the show and enjoy it. If you're just starting out, I think I would focus on your music and having a sound. And knowing who you are. A lot of people want to get into collabs so quickly. I think just like making your own music, having a body of work, even if it's like you made 50, 60 songs and finally like 10 stuck, you know, you just, these 10 are show worthy. And, you know, you bring a show to a promoter and you're like, hey, like I can bring few friends or whatever. I can try to sell as many tickets as I can and whatever your pitch is to your promoter. But going to events and meeting promoters, I think, is the way. At least that's what it would have been for me. Now there's so many different ways it could happen. Like if you pop off on social media, they might approach you, right?
That's true.
But yeah, I think definitely social media appearance today and like going to shows. You can't do everything from your room or your bedroom. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, you got to get out there.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, make your name known, right?
Yeah.
Well, social media is a powerful tool, but it's not. There's no one-on-one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At that point, when the promoter came up to you, did you play like a bunch of times, or that's the first time he saw you and then he just approached you?
I think I had been playing my music for a lot of the other promoters because like he was this guy, Your Old Man was his nickname, and he had been like the top guy. He was a best-selling ticket guy. Besides Farhad, who then went to like Ink Entertainment. Like these are like very early days. Like Farhad's probably one of like Ink's biggest guys.
Well,
now, right? But back then it was like these guys were all like the best ticket salesmen in the all age group, and I think it was just playing it for the other small promoters. Like we like this. Like you should, you know, send it to this person, send it to that person. They told me where to go.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, right. Just working with the other promoters, but you kind of worked from the ground. I was not DJing. I was promoting. I was selling tickets for the other DJs, and then eventually got my chance to DJ, and then they liked it, and it brought a crowd. Then like, you know, my friends brought their friends, and like, you know, at that time being like underage, going to spin the all age events is where I would bring most of my crowd, and like a lot of people enjoyed it, right?
what made you want to get involved in like all aspects of your music? Like, did you find that like it was best for you to take control of it, or did you just not fully trust people to be responsible for it?
It wasn't because like I wanted to be a control freak over everything. I just think I loved producing, and I also loved engineering my vocal. I love doing it for people. So I think it was like I didn't know how. I honestly didn't know how to like trust another engineer, because like the ones that I would get, I feel like I was always like, can you change the EQ, change the multi-band compression, you change the auto tune, and I find myself just taking control of it and changing it anyways.
Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of people in Toronto specifically, when the engineers cranked auto tune, everyone kind of sounds like that on the mic, and it's just, I'm not trying to sound like I'm from the hood. Like, you know, I want my voice to sound good in my own way. And so I think finding my own sound was the reason why I chose to do it myself. Yeah. And I just felt like it's like tuning your guitar or your drums. Like I just wanted to have that, my hands on everything. Yeah. But I think now I'm realizing, and I was talking to my buddy Brian about this too, that I kind of enjoy having more hands in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, it's just a different flavor. Like sometimes by the time you get to finishing a beat, you kind of lose the motivation to write sometimes. Sometimes it's really exciting. Like you finish the beat and you're like, now I'm really ready to go. And then other times, I think more times for me at least, it's like, okay, now I'm drained because I just put my everything in, because I'm passionate about producing. So I put everything into this production. Now I go to write, and for some reason, something's not allowing me to vocally hit what I want to hit. And now I'm like, motivation gone, you know? So, I think for me was just, I wanted to have my hands on everything. And now I kind of enjoy having everyone's help. Like when I met Dami, I didn't expect to have like kind of the reaction that I did with him. Like I didn't expect to like, here, I'll make you a rock beat, and then boom, it was like, whoa, this is not just a rock beat. Like you gave me exactly what I wanted. So I think it was, we had a lot of conversation too beforehand. So I was finding someone who understood me, not just as an artist, but like sonically, like how I wanted things to sound.
Yeah.
And like be able to talk to him, because I'm a producer as well. I think that's the biggest thing that comes out of it, is like I could go and relay all this information to him, and he'd be like, okay, I got you, no problem, and then come back to me with exactly what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the benefit of it as well. But I think it could be a double-edged sword. Like, it could drain you, man. Like, producing is a lot of work, especially when you, like me and my boys, when we started, we never wanted to sample anything. So everything was written and nothing resampled, none of that. It was all sound design from scratch. Even if you wanted to make it sound resampled, we were doing it from scratch.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can imagine how many times you have to go back and listen to something as well. Like when we edit the videos, it's the same thing, right? That's like the toughest part of the process, but it's needed, right?
Yeah, and then also on top of that, I was kind of like a little bit arrogant with it. I thought I was like the best engineer ever, but definitely not.
Yeah.
But I always, when I went to studios, I always had this like trouble with the engineer I got. So my experience wasn't like the best. I think Rustic Bakery had 4Sound, and Dave that works there, he was amazing. But like, again, they were like, okay, well, it's 100 an hour. And I'm like, just like out of high school, I'm like, I don't really know about that, at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm just gonna sit here and learn this like in and day out, so until it sounds good. And then I started doing it as my own job from my own home studio.
Yeah.
So I think I was like, why go to someone and why go to someone and pay for it when I could do it myself, right?
Yeah.
I think if you had access to more money at that age, it wouldn't have pushed you to learn those skills.
Yeah, I think so. I think I would have, because like you could very easily find like the best spots in Toronto. Like Dot, who does like Anders' vocals, he's incredible.
Okay.
There's Johnny Hills. I'm seeing like some of his work was awesome. We met a lot of engineers in our city, and like they're amazing. Like boy who did Josh is mixed by Jimmy. My boy Reddy, like those guys know how to mix as well. A lot of the sounds that like I've created on my album too were like influences from our past working together, right? So like special effects, things like that, like certain chorus delays and things, that you're adding to the backgrounds of the song.
We've asked a couple people this, but like, it's good to know everyone's different perspective on it, right? Is it more often that you create a beat and then the words start to come to you while you listen to the beat? Or do you ever have like a song written and then you're like, oh, this beat would go perfectly with that?
I feel like I'm going to be the only one to answer this differently. And mine's so dependent. It's like,
okay,
sometimes I'll write, like, for example, Let You Go didn't have a beat. I just wrote it as a top line for DJs and then put a beat to it, kind of touched it up and then put it out. And then there's beats I get like, there's this one that's on the album. It's called Death Cure. It's one of my unreleased ones. And like, I got the beat. I was like, I already know what to sing to this, So it all depends.
And like, how does it work when you have the song first? Do you start singing the song and then you kind of get the pitches as you're singing? Because I remember Armando was telling us he starts like humming or something.
Yeah, everyone's just like kind of done and by the time you're done, like you're like, okay, I know where I want this to go. Even if it's like a like if it's just like a little melody, you'll kind of like eventually get the idea. Like you just like, I know what that meant. Sometimes like a tool is like, I know what that meant. And then when it's finished, it's like, I would have never known that that's what you wanted.
If the producing was going like really well for you, like what made you decide to start singing? Did you just want to add like some additional like creativity to your like what you were producing? Like did you?
I think it was honestly just like I had been making my own songs, as I saw all these artists making their songs, and I really enjoyed producing and engineering for them. And then I was like, I'm just gonna try for myself too. Like, why not? Like, there's nothing to lose. I'm just gonna have 100 friggin' songs, and maybe someone will like them, right?
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. I think it was a whole year before I even just decided to put a song out. Like, I'm not an artist, whatever. These are my songs. Yeah. And finally, my boys like, enough was enough. Like, can you just try, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I'll give it a shot. So I went and did that. Hit up Charlton Visuals from Toronto. Let's do 2 music videos. Funny enough, so one of the videos I've taken down, it was called Cursed. We did it up on my uncle's ranch there, and like,
cool.
We had like a witch in a tub and this whole thing. It was like very theatrical, but it was just built out of things that were like on his property, like barn wood that we stacked up and made it look really cool, like old barrels with flames in it. Like, it was really sick experience. And I think that kind of sold me into like wanting to create more, not just like music, but like the whole story, the whole package around it, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about like other artists as well. What's it like to kind of work with these artists and help them produce beats, like Armando, for example?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think with Armando, because we have such like a brother relationship, we're really good friends. It's very easy to work with Armando. He's very like specific about the things that he wants, and he's a very good singer. Like that really helps, like when, especially when I'm not here having to melodyne someone's entire track, right? but because we know each other, we have that chemistry. I feel like it's very easy to understand what he wants and like what his vision is in a song and how to relay that emotionally. I think me being an artist is also very important behind the production as well, because if I wasn't, I feel like I wouldn't have understood what a lot of these artists wanted, like themselves, right? Because like me being in that seat, I'm like, well, I know if I was an artist, I would want that, and I would just kind of put that into my perspective when I'm making anything with artists, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. How often do you find it's like you're butting heads and like, well, not with him specifically, but just anyone, like overcoming like creative differences and things like that?
You kind of get them, and sometimes I'm just like, all right, yeah, you do you. They don't like it, and then I'm like, okay, so I told you. Now, you want to try what I was after, but I never make people feel like you have to do anything. I'll be like, yo, this is a cool idea. You want to run it? Yeah, or no, and it's like you just move from there, and then they let them decide, right? I don't think I ever want to force an artist into like this creative zone where they don't feel like they can create. They need to lean on me, or I want them to be themselves as authentically as they can, but just guide them in a way where I'm like, you know what, like you're trying, for example, a lot of artists always want to fill so many lyrics into one spot, and I'm like, even I used to, and I'm like, just let it breathe, like say this, space it out, move it here, and then do this melody. They go and do it, and they're like, oh, I fucking love it. You know?
Yeah. So it's kind of like a compromise, because you're an expert at that in the end, right?
Right.
Like they gotta kind of listen to you and have some give, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like a lyricist expert, but like I knew just like when you listen to music and you listen to, let's say, like a big rapper or R&B singer, you're like, well, I've heard songs before, and I go, you would sound better if you just did this, based off of like music I've heard. Just like, you know, you're fitting so much in. Why don't you just space it out, let it breathe? Take this. You can even take this part and just save it for another song, for example, right? And I think just doing that is an awesome, you know, little tip or trick for other producers out there too. Is to learn what it's like to be an artist so that you can understand who you're working for. I think that's like a big thing. Like back then, a lot of bands, you know, their engineer might have been like also a little bit of a guitarist or into music, right? So they understood the process, or they were part of that family of being a band. So I think it's super important to, you know, be the artist and the engineer as well in the room. You know, like a lot of engineers want to get super technical, but sometimes it's about the art of it, the craftsmanship, like the way it sounds, and versus like putting everything in a mathematical box, you know?
Yeah. It's like art is about creativity in the end of the day, right? And
yeah,
I
exactly.
guess what do they say? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So
yeah,
everyone has different opinions.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got into like fights with artists. I don't think there was ever a time I had to fight. But it's always just about like what I want, my idea my way, and you're doing it your way. I'm like, all right, and then I just sit there and let it be until they're like, okay, no, I actually did like what you were saying. Yeah. Or, you know, in the end, sometimes they prove me wrong, and I'm like, you know what, I actually liked what you were working on. So I'm never because I don't force it, I feel like I never get into fights.
Yeah. What if they like bring something to you and you have a beat that you're thinking for it? Like, how do you if you love that beat so much, how do you decide, oh, should I give it to them or should I keep it?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest part about why I didn't like producing for people, because I'm like, if this beat's so good, I'm just gonna go on it, you know, because I'm an artist. And that became a problem when I actually started as an artist. But before, I didn't care. I just, every beat went out, and I don't even care if I went on this beat. Yeah, you can have it, right? But they, like my older songs, like I just knew they weren't good. Like you would hear a radio song and you heard my song, and I'm like, this is not it. I was always very honest with myself. Like I wasn't gonna be like an airhead and be like, yeah, my music's the most fire, and I just know it's not.
Have you ever like had one of those beats that you're like, okay, like I want this one, I can't give it up, but like this guy, this guy would do better on this particular beat than I would?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. A lot of
like it's just like it's hard to give up, I guess, right?
Yeah, 100%. Because they're your creations at the end of the day, right? And you're like,
for sure,
I would love for this to be on the biggest artist, or it gets sent to this person, but then you're like, you know what, like I had this one artist that I've actually reconnected with. His name is Ikaro, and a lot of productions he went from YouTube that I actually ended up going like, no, let me produce on this, because I just liked his vocals. So sometimes it's like you have this big interest in an artist, and then other times it's like, I don't really want to give this away, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to do them, and then just go and do it anyways, because you know that some part of you knows it belongs somewhere else instead of your own, you know?
Right. For sure.
That's fair. Do you think there's a lot of artists that like have sold their soul without even realizing it?
Sold their soul?
Yeah.
Yeah, many. I think even part of me had at the beginning, when I was trying to do things to impress other people, because I was like buying expensive clothes or doing things that like wasn't normally me. Like, it's not that I wasn't into it. It was just like not me at all.
Yeah.
And then going out doing a video just to fill the boxes. Did you have a hot girl in it? Did you have a sick jacket?
Yeah.
Did you have those new shoes that dropped?
Yeah.
Was your car sick? So you had to go rent a sick car. Where were you at? Was it a mansion or was it, you know what I mean? You're trying to check boxes that weren't really your lifestyle. Like, not every single person who's got money cares for that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Some people want to just live like in Mexico in a nice villa and just chill.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think it's more of that.
I feel like ultimately when you see like the bigger artists, that's what you see. Like with Drake, you always see like a Ferrari, you know, you see like a cashmere, like, you know, like you see like a,
I mean, they got
like a nice
like,
coat, you know, like
Yeah.
you see that, right? Like it's there, so it's hard not to like
Pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's hard not to pay attention to it and not want to do that yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, at the end of the day, like we've said in the beginning, that's what people are pushing, and that's what people are going to pay attention to, right? It's like
Like
I feel
good
like
on you for getting away from that. Like it's challenging for sure.
Oh yeah, because everyone, that's what kind of feeds a lot of your algorithms right now, is like trends. Everything's doing what everyone else is doing, and I feel like trying to keep it authentic sometimes it's a double-edged sword as well, and it can either be like your best friend, or you want to grab the numbers and then delete it all and then show how your authentic side. Like, there's so many ways to do it, but I think at the beginning that's what it was for me, at least.
I'm kind of happy you answered the question like that, because like I was digging like a little deeper, like maybe like that Hollywood side of it, like when you hear that question.
Yeah.
But I feel like you answered that like very very simply, and like where that could be relatable to anyone, you know?
Yeah. I think I mean, I've been to LA for the last, prior to my heart surgery, 3 years in a row touring, and we did like a month, maybe 2 months at a time, and just you'd be surprised how, like, when you get to Hollywood, how open people are to talking, and how, well, not just Hollywood, LA. I'm gonna just say I went around all of California, like Joshua Tree, everywhere.
Cool.
And people are very open to talk, and I feel like here the communities aren't really, they're kind of closed off. They're more culty here, and believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're like, there was a DJ who was playing a show. You wouldn't know she had like almost 2 million followers. The show's packed. You're having a great time. After, she's just outside chilling, talking. Yeah, here's my Instagram. Let's all go out for drinks. I have to go out for drinks, and she's got 2 million followers. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was just, you know what I mean? And I was like,
just humble.
Yeah, and like, I don't think that's every case in LA, but like, I feel like that was more the case in my experience going than finding the experience of, like, you know, you go to like some elite Hollywood party and everyone's like a douchebag or something, or I don't know.
For sure.
Do you think that opens up the door for people to get taken advantage of more, though? Like, if like a celebrity's like, oh, this guy's pretty good, and let me bring him into my circle, and then they kind of use you for certain things, and then they can kind of spit you out after, you know? Yeah,
but it's also not a bad thing. You can always, getting used is not always a bad thing, because if you know how to use it back for your own benefit,
for sure,
then you know what I mean. Like, it can always it can always come back to you in a good way. So I think, like, when you're giving, you never want to always be like, what am I getting all the time? You just want to give, and you never know. Like, most of the times I would go make a connect in LA. It'd be the next year that I go back that we're doing something, you know what I mean? Out of the blue. Like, I was like, oh, I was thinking about you. You guys are coming back? Yeah. Okay, we want you on this show and do this and do that. And I'm like,
that's cool.
All from the active.
That's what I wanted when I was there last year, you know?
Yeah.
So then I realized that it's always going to come later. I don't think it's ever like immediate. Sometimes it is. Like when our last time we went, we played Bananas, and it was like, come to our karaoke, and I ended up being like a whole venue. And like, from then on, it was like trickled on to like other random shows just all the time, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
What's that saying? When you give, God returns it tenfold.
Yeah.
You ever heard something like that?
Yeah.
That's a cool
one. All right, I think we've covered pretty much everything we want to cover. One last question to close it out. Where do you like see your direction going, like, in the next few years?
Oh, definitely punk rock. Yeah, definitely punk rock. More indie rock, more punk rock. So like, this album is my transitionary album, Blueprint for the Broken. And it's more like, I wanted to make this feel as rock as it could over hip hop, and not lose the essence of like the hip hop that I used to make. And I don't think I don't know if I'm gonna stop hip hop, because I love making hip hop.
Yeah.
But definitely punk rock, indie rock, alt rock, going down that direction.
And do you plan to spread the word of God throughout your music?
Oh, of course, all the time. Yeah. I don't think it's always about making every single song about God, and it's also keeping my values, but
For sure.
it's also about telling my story. Like, you know, like I'm a human being and I'm going through these things in life, and I don't want it to ever come across like I'm just doing this because one, for clout, or one, to just like put out godly music because that's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a human being too, and I want to express emotions that I felt.
For sure.
Whether emotions are real or their feelings are real, they're real life things to a lot of people. And I think, you know, that becomes a part of your testimony. It's the reason why your faith becomes twice as strong, right?
That's powerful.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. I think.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah,
Man,
it
it
was
our
awesome.
pleasure. We're happy you came.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everyone. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and catch Rubicini's album.
Cheers.